here at the Thomas and Mack Center. Dick Calvert delighted to be with you on this first ever game between these two teams as the Tacoma Stars are going from left to right. They will start in goal, John Beretta. Beretta comes into this ball game with a goal against average of 4.3. Gets that on facing 319 shots, giving up 46 goals. He has been injured of late. This is his 14th start. So John Beretta, a 6 foot, 185-pound, 28-year-old in goal. And for the Americans, they'll go with the 0-0 tonight. That'll be Keith Van Aren. Van Aren coming in with a 5-3 record on the winning edge with a 5.45 goal against average. Both goalkeepers have had a touch as Beretta feels it on the far left-hand side of your AM 920 dial. On the far right-hand side, Keithy Van Aren in the nets as he has already had a touch. The Americans with the ball in a defensive third give it right back to Van Aren. He'll distribute out to his left wing side to the captain, Julie V. Setting things for you for the Americans. At the back, they have Tuksha and Espinoza. In the midfield, it's Carbagnani and Chico Borja. Borja has been nothing short of brilliant of late, and forward to captain Julie V. For the blue-clad Tacoma Stars, Dale Mitchell, fourth leading scorer in the league's forward. He's up front with Joe Waters. At the back, it'll be Joe Black and Jimmy Sinclair, and Sinclair's a story in himself. He plays more time in goal than most goalkeepers in the league, and the captain, Rocky Ray Evans, at the back anchoring things as we get the first change of the ball game. No score, we are just underway. 13:42 to go here in the first period from the Thomas and Mack. It's snowing outside, would you believe that? Snowing outside, yet a good crowd coming on hand. We've got a big contingent from Tacoma down, about 142 people making this journey down from up Tacoma way in the great Northwest. This kind of weather, no stranger to them. It always rains and snows in Tacoma. Right wing corner kick for the Tacoma Stars now as they try to jam it into Keith Van Aren, and it's Peter Rowe right in front of him trying to knock it past Keithy. He collects it on his crease. So Tacoma putting on the early heat, and they file Helmut Dudek at the back. A foul on the Tacoma Stars, the first of the contest. Dudek now at the back along with the Fighting Irishman, Martin Donnelly. Borja still in the midfield. Bobby Hodges has come on, and Freddie Gagarev with that 22-game scoring streak up front. Jimmy Sinclair at the back. There's a loose ball in the penalty area for the Americans, but it's cleared off by American Mark Peterson, a member of the national team. He plays with both Mike Fox and Chico Borja on the U.S. national team. We got started a little early here. We'll catch things up for you. This is the first time in 8 games that Beretta has been in goal for Freddie Goodwin's Tacoma Stars. Freddie Goodwin coaching for the second year, and this is an expansion team last year in the 1983-84 season. Tacoma got their start as an expansion club. Freddie Goodwin was director of player personnel and vice president, took over the coaching reins after a 1-11 start and brought them 1 game short of the playoffs last year. They're struggling a little bit now. They've had some injuries as Jimmy McAllister intercepts one in the neutral zone, and back comes Tacoma as McAllister is leveled, and a 2-minute penalty coming up against the Americans, Helmut Dudek. Our officials tonight, Toros Gabrichian and Bill Shaver. Toros Gabrichian, the senior in the MISL, calls a 2-minute penalty on the Americans, and right off the bat with 12:31 to go here in the first period, we'll be down a man. So we'll set things once again for you. The power play unit for the Tacoma Stars, fairly efficient power play unit, 33%. They've scored 14 goals in 43 attempts, and they are the team of the 6th attack. It'll be Ray Evans on the trigger, Peterson on the right, Ralph Black, a high-scoring defender on the left, inside Dale Mitchell, and looks like Joe Waters inside, or Peter Rowe, as the Americans break loose, intercepting a pass in the box and sending it forward down on the far left-hand side. Chico Borja trying to run on that ball, unable to catch up with it, and back comes Tacoma. The Americans' penalty-killing unit as they intercept once again. Mike Fox, Julie V at the back, Chico Borja, make that George Espinoza and Val Tuksha. Dale Mitchell feeding out on the right wing side to Mark Peterson. He'll try to jam it forward inside to Peter Rowe, and they'll bring it back out and start it again. At the red line now, Ray Evans, Rocky Ray Evans, former captain of Fulham, captain of the Orient, captain of Tottenham Hotspurs, and has been in the MISL now for 2 years after a 3-year run in the NASL. Peterson outside now looking for a left-footed shot, sends it into the box, and it's blocked inside by George Espinoza, filtering out to the left wing side, attacking for the Tacoma Stars. They're going from left to right. They send it in once again, this time to Peter Rowe, who will lay it off to Ralph Black along the far board side. He's pressured up by Val Tuksha. 1 minute to go in the penalty. They set it in. Keith Van Aren get a hand on it. Rebound shot goes upstairs, and it'll go off of Ralph Black. It'll be a goal kick for Keith Van Aren. So the Americans will change one man. Off will go Fox, and on will come Borja as the Americans will get possession. Ray Evans arguing the call a little bit, saying that the Americans got a hand on it. So the Americans down a man here in the early going. Their penalty killing unit has been improving slowly, but not fast enough, really. The Americans allowed 19 goals in 47 attempts for a 59% efficiency in penalty killing. You got to get it up there in the high 60s, low 70s before you become an efficient side in your special unit. Keith Van Aren now with Peterson and Dale Mitchell applying the pressure. Get a 3-line violate right off the bat as he takes the goal kick. So it'll come back to Tacoma. They'll have possession at the red line attacking. They're attacking on the far right-hand side of your AM 920 dial. Dick Calvert delighted to be with you tonight on an early start from the Thomas and Mack. Snowing outside, good crowd on hand. Ball sent in. Here's a ball right in front for Rowe. He cannot convert it, however. It comes off to Julie B on the rebound. He clears it out in the neutral zone. Mark Peterson settles it down to Ray Evans. Evans now back over the red line into the American zone to Dale Mitchell. Outside they go. Mitchell with a rebound shot. Keith Van Aren with a one-handed save. Keith Van Aren goes up to the second floor with that 6'3 frame, saves it, and then collects it, and back comes the blue-clad Tacoma Stars. 10:52 to go in the first period, 19 seconds to go in the power play for the Tacoma Stars as they bring it in from the left wing, and Val Tuccia destroys that. Taken out all alone, he's got Julie V up front. V unmarked on the right wing side, sent it in off the glass, make that off the wall, and it comes back to Tuccia, and back comes Dale Mitchell, counter-attacking. Mitchell right down the shot from outside, rebound shot, misses. Keith Van Aren is down, and the Americans break away. The penalty is over. Dudek with the ball. Feed it forward to Chico Borja. Borja, shot, goal! Mi amigo Chico Borja keeps the streak going and puts the Americans up 1-0 as the penalty elapsed, and they broke away. A look at the Eastern Airlines scoreboard. 10:22 to go here in period number 1 from the Thomas and Mack Center. The Americans 1, Tacoma 0. We'll be right back.
Las Vegas Americans goal scored by number 8, Chico! Assistant number 2, Mark Dudek. Time to goal 4:28 in the period. Your score, the Las Vegas Americans 1. And the Tacoma Stars 7.
Help clear the ball to do that.
I'm trying to get started. We're way behind, man. I'm just getting caught up. I didn't even do an opening. You were 6 minutes ahead tonight. Las Vegas Americans take an early lead here in the first period. Inside 10 minutes to go. Chico Borja with his 15th goal of the year, keeping that amazing streak alive. Chico Borja now has scored in 9 consecutive games. Time of the goal. Well, we don't have the time of the goal right now. Helmut Dudek will get credit for the assist for Helmut. It'll be his 12th assist on the season. Borja's 15th goal will get you caught up there. The Americans lead at 1-0. Promotional consideration provided to Nike. Nike has made a total commitment to soccer in the U.S. Nike has been sponsoring training films around the country and seminars from Tampa to Tacoma, and now have come out with the most advanced state-of-the-art soccer footwear. And the true fact of the matter is some of the best soccer players in the world wear Nike, the official shoe of the Las Vegas Americans. John Beretta now fielding the ball on the far left-hand side of your AM 920 dial. Keith Van Aren making a brilliant save on one and hustling around the crease on a couple of other attempts on a power play opportunity for Tacoma. The Americans kill the power play and then convert as Borja comes off the bench. There's a shot on Keith Van Aren from the right wing side. And he feels it in the area and pulls it out. Gets his distribution to the midfield zone where Yilmaz Orhan will keep it alive for the Americans. Along the near boards, that's the left wing attacking for the Americans. Reverse it to Freddie Gaguriev, right wing side as he penetrates the star zone. Freddie Gaguriev now marked up from the back by Neil Megson. Leave it out for Helmut Dudek. We get a whistle on the play and a foul is called on Freddie Gaguriev. That's foul number 2 on the Americans. Both teams now with 2 fouls in the period. Megson take the free kick. Drive it into the neutral zone to Dale Mitchell. Mitchell is quite a story, having just a brilliant year. Mitchell on the year with 28 goals and 20 assists for a 48-point total. He is the 4th leading scorer in the MISL. Well, when the Americans score first at home, they are 3-1 on the season. So we'd like to keep you abreast of what's happening when the Americans score first or scored on first. Those are always a lot of interesting little things that we can throw your way. Of course, the Americans on a 4-game winning streak now, looking for make that a 5-game winning streak. They're looking for a record-breaking 6 wins. And that would be just about a franchise record, I would suspect. And that includes Memphis and Hartford and wherever they were before they became the Americans, and those are the 2 stops before. Chico Borja, has he been playing brilliant? Americans now on the attack. They bring on Albuquerque and Tuksha along with George Espinoza, Hodzic, and Gaguriev. That's the cast of characters fronting Keith Van Aren. For the Tacoma Stars as the ball is played out, Ralph Black, Dale Mitchell, Joe Waters, along with Neil Makeson and Ray Evans, but that won't last long as they'll change their lines. Because you ought to know, always begin your exercise workouts and your athletic games with a stretching routine. That's good advice and a health tip from Humana Hospital Sunrise. Jimmy McCusick joins me tonight, once again up here in the booth, providing statistical information for us. Got Ray Green back at the main studios tonight as Julie V intercepts the free kick. Heel it off to Albuquerque, left wing side, banging against the wall. Inside out comes John Beretta to flop on the ball in the area and collect it. Give it out quickly to Jimmy Sinclair. Sinclair, the original Rookie of the Year in the MISL, bangs it into the area. Rebound cleared off by the Americans. Comes outside to Jimmy McAllister. He puts it right back into Keith Van Aren, who collects it off the board, falls on it, and distributes it right down the slot to Julie V in the neutral zone. He'll play it over the far board side to Val Tuksha. Val Tuksha, playing excellent soccer of late, feeds it over to his running mate, Martin Donnelly. He goes near board side to Albuquerque. Forward to Bobby Hodzic, but it's too far for Hodzic. And the most active member in the history of the NASL, Bob Lenarduzzi, picks it up in his defensive third and comes forward now to Mark Peterson. Peterson run off the ball as he's double teamed by Donnelly and Albuquerque. Off to Fox. Fox with a long run, deep in the right wing corner. He has to terminate as McAllister picks him up. Bring it back now to the red line along the far board side. Stop, turn around, feed Albuquerque at the red line. He's pressured there by Lenarduzzi. Albuquerque will go to Fox in the neutral zone now as the Americans looking for space. 2 and 1 touch passing. Forward they go. Loose ball. Albuquerque can't control it. Off to Julie V, and he's got some room. V will take it into the point now. Dump it down in for Albuquerque. Comes right back out to V. Unable to get a foot on it as he's run off the ball by Peter Rowe. Back comes Tacoma now as they're counter-attacking. Mark Peterson will bounce one off the wall, bringing in Keith Van Aren, doing a bit of nice dancing to keep it in the area. Feeds it out to Julie V on the far board side. V forward now to his overlapping defender. They'll go to Fox, and Fox will score it! Goal! V to Tuksha to Fox. 1-touch passing, and they do it so well. The Americans take a 2-goal lead with 6:48 to go on the Eastern Airlines scoreboard, and we'll be back to the Thomas and Mack right after this.
Las Vegas Americans goals for number 14, Mike Marks. Assisted by number 21, Val Tuksha. Time to go 8-12 in the period. Your score now, Las Vegas Americans 2 and the Tacoma Stars nothing.
Here at the Thomas and Mack Center, an early start on a Sunday evening, a 6 o'clock start in order to get the kids home in bed so they can go to school the next day. The Americans have responded for a 2-0 lead here in the first period. We have inside 6 minutes to go. Mike Fox scoring at 8-12, his 4th of the year from Val Tuksha, his 5th assist. Borja's goal came at 4:38, 2-0 Americans. They have the ball as Tony Carbagnani, George Espinoza, Chico Borja, Freddie Gaguriev, and Helmut Dudek on for the Americans. Mark Peterson along with Dale Mitchell, Joe Waters, Ray Evans, and Neil Makeson on for Freddie Goodwin's Tacoma Stars. This is the first of 2 in a row between these two clubs. They'll play Wednesday night at Tacoma as they shoot on from outside. Peter Rowe knocking one along the ground. Keith Van Aren, who comes into this game with a 5-3 record and a 5.45 goal against average. This is start number 9 for Keith on the year. He has faced over 255 shots, allowed 42 goals for that 5.4 goal against record. Keith Van Aren gets his distribution. The Americans lose it in the neutral zone. Ball loose now to the Tacoma Stars as they try to penetrate the American zone. From out on top, they dump it down the left wing side. Far boards to Dale Mitchell. He'll hold it back out, make that Mark Peterson to Jimmy McAllister, and the former Rookie of the Year in the North American Soccer League from the Seattle area. He's a homegrown boy, sends it into Keith Van Aren. Van Aren brings it out. The Americans make a bag pass in their defensive third. Finally, Chico Borja at his red line has some space right down the middle. Borja on a run now, tries to poke it through Jimmy Sinclair. The ball is loose to the little Scot. With a Canadian citizenship, he dumps it down to Mark Peterson. Out comes Keith Van Aren to hammer it against the wall. The ball is loose. Sinclair shoots it upstairs, and it goes to Henderson. So with action stopped here at the Thomas & Mack Center, 4:22 to go on the Eastern Airlines scoreboard. The Americans up by a deuce, 2-0. What's he doing? Keep talking to him, let him know, find out where we are so we'll know. We should be just doing these 30 seconds, never more than 30 seconds in a play-by-play. This could have waited. See, this can wait till later. I can pick that at the half. A 2-0 game back here at the Thomas & Mack Center as Jimmy Sinclair digs one out from the Americans' attack of Julie V and Mike Fox. Get it down to Beretta. Beretta finding Ray Evans. Ray Evans with a lot of space right up the middle. Rocky Ray going over to the right wing side, banging against the wall. Inside as the ball crosses the penalty area and comes out the left wing side. Picked up there by Yilmaz Orhan. Orhan and Vichikowski, Fox and Valtuksha. Julie V on for the Americans as they open up some space. Julie will dump one for Yilmaz Orhan in the right wing corner. Over comes Peter Rowe to kick it away, and a foul is called on Yilmaz Orhan. Foul number 3 on the Americans. There's 3 fouls on the Stars. Both teams with 3 fouls in the period. 3:30 to go here in the first period. Chico Borja and Mike Fox, a couple of national team members, putting the Americans up by a score of 2-0. Back comes the Tacoma Stars now as they bring it in from the right wing side. Nip it upstairs off the foot of Joe Waters. So with the ball out, the Americans are going to restart. Or possibly a goal kick. It will be a restart deep down in the right wing side now. Setting things for you, Julie V has come on. Espinoza, Dudek, Carbagnani, Orhan stays on. It'll be given to the Tacoma Stars as it went off of an American. Ralphie Black will start it. Black and McAllister, they dump it inside looking for high-scoring Dale Mitchell. Flip it up in the air. The ball is volleyed way high. Up goes Keith Van Aren. The ball is off the top of the glass, and it'll go out as a corner kick. Quickly, Dale Mitchell will take the right wing corner. Van Aren got a hand on it before it went out. Tough play for Van Aren as the ball came right down in the center of the glass, and he had to touch it and poke it up into the stands. So a right wing corner as referee Bill Schaefer puts the ball into play. They'll bang it inside, looking inside. Shot taken, it comes off the wall, off the foot of Joe Waters, and it's cleared out by the Americans. They break Orhan loose. Orhan with the ball, but he gives up on it as Beretta comes out to kick save it away outside the area. A nice outlet sprung Orhan loose, but Yilmaz really didn't attack that ball as Dudek tries to win a ball away from the attack of Ralph Black deep in the right wing corner, and the ball is played up and over the glass, and it goes out right in front of the press tables. So it'll go to Tacoma once again for a restart, about equal distance, top of the box in the red line along the near board side. Bill Schaefer once again spots it for Ralph Black. Keith Van Aren covering up on his line at the near post.
San Diego beat Pittsburgh 7-3.
We got scores coming in from around the league as the Americans avoid the attack and clear it out of their area. They get Orhan, right wing, left wing side as he comes down along the near boards, collects a loose ball. Lay it for Dudek. Dudek takes it in, goes over the top of the defender and Beretta. Beretta pats him on the back as he gets up. Everybody's okay. Waters brings the ball out. Give it to McAllister. McAllister and Megson will bring it out of their defensive third. The 5th win in a row in Wichita the other night was a franchise record for the Las Vegas Americans. So looking for win number 6, leading here 2-0 in the early going as Carbagnani bicycles one out of his defensive third. It bounces in the neutral zone and all the way down to the Tacoma zone. Picked up there by tall and lean Neil Megson, whose daddy coached in the North American Soccer League. English player with a permanent residency now. They send one in at Keith Van Aren. It comes off the glass, headed into the area from the right wing side by Lenarduzzi. The ball is loose for Peter Rowe. Rowe feeds it over now to the far board side to Megson, but Bobby Hodges is there to shield him off in the area and pass it back to Keith Van Aren. He lays it down and gets his distribution to V. V will lay it in the neutral zone. It's intercepted by Megson. Right back comes Tacoma. Megson to Rowe. Back to Megson. Shot on. Van Aren with a hand on it. Ball off to Tuksha, who heads it out over to Albuquerque. He'll head it out of the area, but it goes to Mixon, who shoots it right back in. Back over the left wing side to Peter Rowe. He jams it against the board. Fighting down against Val Tuksha. Van Aaron comes over at heavy traffic to jump on it. They knock the ball out of Van Aaron's hand in the area, and a foul is called on Dale Mitchell. So foul number 4 on the Tacoma Stars. They show only 2 fouls now on the Americans. That might be an error. I think they have 3. I'm not quite sure. The Las Vegas Americans, of course, are proud to announce that HumanaCare Plus Health Insurance provides the Americans team's members, their front office staff, and their families with health insurance coverage. HumanaCare Plus, the official health insurance company of the Las Vegas Americans. Back on the attack comes Michael Fox for Julie V. V with a chance. Beretta out to punch it away. The ball's volleyed around in the area, and finally, as Chico Borja heads it back into the penalty box, Beretta collects it. Quickly outlets it to Peterson. Peterson off to big Ian Bridge, who has come on now. Ian Bridge, a defender down in the attack zone. Julie V strips him of the ball, gets it off to Tuksha. His pass is intercepted by Lenarduzzi. The Tacoma Stars hold it in as they go to Peterson. Now we get a whistle and a foul called on Mark Peterson. The Americans have 2 fouls, says Jimmy McCusick, so that's official. The Americans with 2 fouls, 5 fouls on the Tacoma Stars. They are in jeopardy as they commit the foul. Free kick taken at the back now by Espinoza. Gets Keith Van Aaron, and Keithy with those good hands gets a great outlet now way down the far board side, deep in the right wing to Michael Fox. He's double teamed there by Bridge and by Peter Rowe. Bring it out of there, give it off to V. V's got a chance. V shoot, ball loose in the area. Kicked out finally by Lenarduzzi and cleared off by Peter Rowe. Just 16 seconds to go here in the first period of play. The Americans leading it 2-0 as Fox comes back. Go to Borja. Borja inside. V was alone, but the pass was behind V, and it comes out the left wing side defending for Peter Rowe as we count down to 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, and that'll end the first period here from the Thomas and Mack Center. A look at the Eastern Airlines scoreboard. Las Vegas leading the Tacoma Stars 2-0.
There's a silver Ford in the parking lot. The banner registration 284 BGB. You have your lights on. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for tonight to shoot on goal contest. 5 lucky fans have been selected to shoot on goal on this field. If he or she is successful, they will win 2 tickets to the Americans' next home game against the New York Cosmos on Friday, February 8th. Each contestant is likely to receive a Nike t-shirt compliments of Nike. And our first contestant this evening, Carrie Ann Piero. Carrie is 8 years old. Come on, Carrie.
I got a 2-minute break.
A little bit to the right.
Really puts the pressure on.
Up next, Larry Woodine, 13 years old. Up next, Tony Piazza, 15 years old. Come on, Tony, show us how it's done. Our next contestant, Justin Beverly. Justin's 11 years old. And to the left. Up next, Brian Burke is 11 years old.
We're okay now, we got plenty of time.
Stars promo.
Fans, a quick reminder, at halftime we have a special treat, so stay in your seats. The Las Vegas Americans are proud to be presenting the first exhibition of full contact rugby right here at the Thomas and Mack Center this evening. So we'll get to that in just a little bit.
Full contact rugby? Is that full contact rugby? I can't even talk.
Quick reminder, our UNLV Black Devils will be playing the next
We welcome you back to the Thomas and Mack Center. Dick Calvert delighted to be with you on an early Sunday evening where it's snowing in Las Vegas. How about that? I wonder who won the grand prize for the first snow of the year. In that first period, Las Vegas got off 7 shots, Tacoma 10. Van Aren with 8 saves, Beretta with 3, but Las Vegas scoring 2 goals. Borja, his 15th goal of the year at 4:38. Mike Fox's 4th goal at 8:12. Borja's goal now extends his scoring streak to 10 games, not 9, as I previously reported to you. Beretta has moved down on the far right-hand side now. Keith Van Aren getting his 9th start of the year on the far left-hand side. Beretta comes in with a 4-5 record. Van Aren 5-3. Alan Mayer has won 3 in a row, sitting this one out tonight as Keith Van Aren gets the call from Don Popovich. The Americans intercept now with Freddie Guguriev bringing it into the star zone right on top. Freddie double clutches, looks shut, and it's just wide of the right post as it comes out, and it's held in by Dudek, and the Americans keep it in. Dudek plays a 1-2 with Orhan. The ball is loose, and finally Tacoma's Joe Waters picks it up on the far board side, brings it off to Ray Evans to the neutral zone. Tacoma going from right to left. Ray Evans doubles, comes into the area from the point, throws down Carbagnani, takes a shot and commits a foul. As Ray Evans, not shy at all, just slings down Carbagnani as he tries to go through 3 Americans defenders from the left wing side at the point. So the Americans will get the free kick. Foul number 1 here in the second period on the Tacoma Stars. 2-0 our score here from the Thomas and Mack. The first of 4 meetings between these 2 Western Division rivals. And the second one will come to you on Wednesday night. We'll have a 7:30 airtime from the Tacoma Dome in Tacoma. Teams playing back-to-backs as Tacoma on the move now. Ralphie Black, right wing side, trying to dribble over on top of the arc in the American zone. He stripped off the ball nicely by Carbagnani and Orhan. Carbagnani heads the ball forward in the neutral zone along the far board side to Yilmaz Orhan. Yo brings it back to Dudek. Right back to Yilmaz. He tries to go between Joe Waters and Ray Evans and stripped up on the play. Foul number 2 on Tacoma. Tacoma came on a charter from the Northwest City. They have about 140 people on the trip. Brought a lot of wives and boosters along. They got a nice collection of boosters over across from us. Been active in the casinos and maybe a little tired as they come into this game tonight. Ray Evans clean one out. Orhan fouling Evans as they pull it out of the defensive third, and the ball will come back to the blue-clad Tacoma Stars under Freddie Goodwin, and they'll get a free kick deep in their own territory. Setting things for you, Dudek and Espinoza at the back, Carbagnani, Orhan in midfield. Freddie Guguriev with a 22-game scoring streak alive right now. He's up forward for Don Popovich's side. We'll have a chance to talk to John Best, one of the true pioneers of professional soccer in North America. During halftime, Keith Van Aren has to come out, pass one forward. Dudek saves it for him and kicks it in the neutral zone. Little Jimmy McAllister runs on the ball but can't control it. Orhan takes it off of him. Ball is loose in the neutral zone to Ralph Black. Ralph Black on the year is amazing with 8 goals and 22 assists as a defender. Ralphie Black, originally with Baltimore in the MISL, has been with Tacoma these 2 years. Forward to Dale Mitchell. He's intercepted by Espinoza. Goes to Guguriev. Guguriev right back to Espinoza. That's picked off in front of Espinoza by Lenarduzzi. Tacoma with the ball now in their defensive third. Jimmy McAllister, the little Scot, will bring it out. A Scottish player that you absolutely cannot understand. I mean, if you talk about brogues, Jim McAllister has got the worst I've ever heard. As the ball is loose in the neutral zone, Freddie Guguriev picks it up for the Americans. In the red, white, and blue, the Americans will pull it out of their defensive third now. Espinoza building the attack from the back. They go forward to Bobby Hodzic. Hodzic runs on a nice ball played to him by Dudek, unable to control it, and Tacoma takes it over. So the turnover to the Stars in their third of the field. On the right side now, McAllister comes forward in the neutral zone along the left wing side. Through the big center circle, over on the right wing side, he goes to Peter Rowe. Peter Rowe will dump it down in the right wing corner for Mark Peterson. National team member of Team America, brings it out now away from the penalty area into the neutral zone to Sinclair. Sinclair right back forward now to Rowe. Rowe is intercepted by Orhan, and the Americans bring it out. Orhan right down the middle, gets around Sinclair, terminates now, double clutches, continues back, shoots on Beretta, and he has to save it with the outstretched right hand. Kicked out by Ian Bridge in the neutral zone, and counterattacking come Tacoma. Rowe from the left wing side is destroyed by Gert Wierzchowski, and it goes off of Tacoma and out to the Americans. So with action stopped here at the Thomas and Mack, 11:35 to go on the Jack in the Box scoreboard. The Americans up by 2 early goals, 2-0. We'll be right back.
And thanks to you, it works for all of us. The United Way.
And the Americans put it in play as we're back to live action here. The Las Vegas Americans proud to announce the establishment of the 7-Up Young American Club. All you have to do is join the club, get tickets to 4 Americans games free, special soccer clinics with your favorite American players, and much more. Get your applications. You can get them anywhere, right now, wherever 7-Up is sold. Americans get a foul called on Tacoma, their third of the period. Restart it from the neutral zone on the free kick. They go right wing corner to Fox, and he scores! Michael Fox on a half volley puts it to the far post, and the Americans are up 3-0. Michael Fox with 2 goals in the game, and we'll keep it right here and tell you how that developed. A foul was called on Tacoma along the far board side. Left wing attacking for the Americans. Gert Wietrzykowski takes the free kick, goes to Fox deep in the right wing side. He brings it down off the glass, puts it on the left foot on the half volley, way up high, and drills it to the far post, past Beretta, who was at near post. So Fox scoring his 5th goal of the year, recorded at 3:42 of the second period. Tuksha will get the assist. Tuksha got the assist on the first Fox goal, so it went Wietrzykowski to Val Tuksha to Michael Fox. 3-0 Americans here, 11:14 to go in period number 2. Back to live action now as the Americans dump it down after the Tacoma kickoff. The Tacoma intercept off of Julie V. Ball loose along the near board side, right in front of the penalty box area. The Americans win it. Albuquerque doing the honors, gets it back to Tuksha. Tuksha and Espinoza, Julie V, Albuquerque, and Carbagnani. V's got the ball, right wing side. The captain has been a little quiet in the scoring race of late. Got his 34th goal the other night against Wichita in the late going, however, but that's about all for the Cap lately. Skipper's been a little quiet. Nice article today in the Review-Journal as we get a whistle and a foul called on the Americans. Foul occurring deep in the attacking left wing side. Ralph Black will take the free kick. 10:40 to go here in the period. 3-0 is our score. Americans leading the Tacoma Stars. Black and Waters, Evans, they go inside. A kick save off the foot of Dale Mitchell by Keith Van Aaron clears it out of the area as the free kick was sent right into Mitchell. They bring it out in the neutral zone. Ray Evans intercepts. Back comes Tacoma. Send it in once again. Espinoza's pushed down by Mitchell, and a foul in the penalty area called on Dale Mitchell, pushing down Georgie Espinoza. So the Americans will get the free kick, foul number 4 on the Stars. Yeah, Julie V with 34 goals now on the year and 6 assists for 40 points. A little quiet, but I still expect to see Julie V in the February 24th All-Star game coming up in the Richfield Coliseum in Cleveland. In fact, I suspect the Americans could have possibly as many as 3 players now that the goalkeeper for Wichita, who should make the team on votes, Mike Dowler, is injured. I don't think Dowler will be able to play in the All-Star game. He has just completed his 50th consecutive game, but probably won't play tonight, or didn't play tonight. We'll have to wait and see who did play in that game. As the new player comes on, and a shot taken from the right wing side by the Tacoma Stars. A near post save by Keith Van Aaron. Nicky Klincharski on now for the Americans. His first time on the floor ever in the red, white, and blue. He's playing in midfield along with Chico Borja and Tony Carbagnani. Dudek and Espinoza at the back. Actually, Klincharski's playing as a forward. Espinoza now on at the back. As we said with Dudek, and Carbagnani takes a shot that's blocked out in front. The ball loose to the Americans in the neutral zone. Carbagnani goes forward now as the Americans have possession. He goes to Borja. Borja picked up by Sinclair, doing a little bit of Ecuadorian dance on the ball. Give it back to Carbagnani. He goes right wing side for Klincharski. Back inside it goes Borja, using the boards to feed Klincharski in the area, and the ball is cleared off by Tacoma all the way down to Keith Van Aaron. He short hops the ball and plays it out quickly to Dudek. The Americans transition is just exceptional right now. They get the ball and they start it right away. Once again, Keith Van Aaron with the ball, tries to bring it out, and it's tackled off of him by Mitchell and won by Tacoma. They have to go all the way back to restart it, though, and build their attack with Beretta. Beretta with the ball, goes off to Lenarduzzi, right wing side, forward to Ray Evans, deep on the right wing side, still in the neutral zone, forward now in the attack to Peter Rowe. He turns and shoots, it's blocked. Another shot on the rebound by Ray Evans, comes off the near post, that's the left wing side, comes over to Lenarduzzi, right wing side, and Bob plays it out of play. So action stopped here at the Thomas and Mack Center. A look at the Jack in the Box scoreboard. Las Vegas up by 3 goals, 3-0. Stay with us, we got a good one for you. Nothing here at the MAC. The Americans have Hodzic, Grigoriev, Borja, Donnelly, Dudek. The Tacoma Stars, Lenarduzzi, Evans, Megson, Peter Rowe, and Mark Peterson. Americans with the ball now as they penetrate the Stars zone. Bring it down the left wing side. Borja with the ball. Out on top of the arc now to Hodzic. Bobby will feed Dudek. Dudek will use the right foot, bang it against the wall. Cleared off by Megson. Into the neutral zone along the near board side to Mark Peterson. Square pass right wing side to Peter Rowe. He'll try to get around Hodzic. Bobby sticks out a foot, terminates his dribble. They bring it back to Lenarduzzi. He'll use the boards inside. Looking for Peterson. It's cleared off by the fighting Irishman, Martin Donnelly. Back to Megson. Megson sends it in, and Keith Van Aaron dives on a loose ball in the area, just wide of the right-hand post. Quickly, Keith Van Aaron off to Dudek at the back. Dudek squares it over to Martin Donnelly in the defensive third of the Americans. Donnelly forward to Mike Fox with 2 goals on the night. Wins the ball in front of Ray Evans, now with a dribble along the red line. Pulls it back in the neutral zone deep to Donnelly. He goes far board side to Dudek. Dudek dumping it now for Freddie Grigoriev. Freddie trying to get in from the left wing side. Tackled off the ball at the back by Ray Evans. The ball is loose to Chico Borja. Down goes a Tacoma Star, and Ray Evans stands on top of the ball, finally clears it out. Gets it to Mark Peterson in the neutral zone. Peterson will play it back to Neil Megson. Megson with the ball from his defensive position now brings it deep as he dumps it all the way down to Ralphie Black, but Val Tooch is there to head it up and out of play. Ball goes over the glass deep in the right wing corner. You know, the Americans can really put the heat on now. They can pressure because Tacoma is in jeopardy with 5 fouls in the period, 7-6 to go in the second stanza. We're going to get a free kick for the Tacoma Stars. The Americans have a whole bunch of home games here coming up now as they will go out on the road this coming Wednesday, and then they'll be right back here Friday night and play the Cosmos. As Tacoma takes the free kick, the Americans successful in winning the ball off the rebound and play it out into the neutral zone where it takes 1 bounce and goes out of play. It'll be a big night here Friday night. Cosmos and Painter's Cap night. Lucky Food Stores will be sponsoring Friday night's game, and you get a chance to see one of the real great teams internationally. Cosmos are world renowned, and they'll be coming into the Thomas and Mack on Lucky Food Stores Painter Cap night here at the Thomas and Mack. Put that on your calendar. That's Friday night when the Americans return home from their brief stint up in Tacoma. Here comes Orhan with the ball. Grigoriev with a shot from the right wing side, wide of the far post. Big carom all the way out to the neutral zone where George Espinoza has to wrestle the ball off of Dale Mitchell and settle it down. Orhan comes back, sends it in the box, and Sinclair saves it out in front of Beretta. Beretta had gone down. It'll be a corner kick for the Americans as Orhan's ball played into the box is kicked up and over the glass. Corner kick from the right wing side for Las Vegas. The Stars, since Beretta has been injured, have won only 2 of 8 games. They're 2-6 since Big John has been on the injured list. Matt Johansson has been playing a little bit, as has Tony Chersky. Julie V will take the left wing corner kick. Americans leading it here. We have 6:28 to go here in the first half of play. V out on top to Espinoza. Goal! Georgie Espinoza, headed for the All-Star game, scores his 2nd goal of the year. Here in the second period with 6:25 to go on the Jack in the Box scoreboard, and the Americans take a commanding 4-goal lead.
Las Vegas Americans goal scorer by number 15, Georgie Espinoza. His 2nd goal of the year, assisted by number 21, Val
back here at the Thomas and Mack Center. And Keith Van Aren handling the ball after the Tacoma kickoff. The Americans up by a score of 4-0. We have 5:48 to go here in the first half of play. Stay with us at halftime. We'll have an interesting guest for you. Cover all the scoring. 4 goals so far in the first half of play. Tacoma moving on the attack now, but they'll lose it to the Americans in the American zone. Orhan is on along with Tucson Espinoza, Carbagnani, and Julie V. Keith Van Aren will field it as he comes out of the air, play it with the feet into the neutral zone. Carbagnani will try to win it away from Lenarduzzi. Lenarduzzi goes down. The ball is loose off to Val Tuksha. So the Americans with the ball and on the attack. Tuksha with his... No, they gave the assist to Julie V, his 7th of the year, to Espinoza, who got his 2nd goal. Espinoza's goal, the 4th of the game, recorded at 8:35. Americans win the ball now off of Tacoma as once again they come back with an aborted attack. Espinoza and Tuksha bring it forward. I thought I heard him say Tuksha got the assist, but they gave it to Julie V, and for Julie, a unique assist number 7 on the year for the captain. Once again, Tacoma sends it down. Loose ball now as Keith Van Aren had to come out of the area. They dump it down in the right wing side for Dale Mitchell. Remember, 5 fouls on Tacoma. Ball loose in the American zone and in the area. Finally, Albuquerque will clear it off. Tuksha will clean it off. Get it to Albuquerque. He'll bring it up the near board side for Julie V. Julie picked up by Neil Megson. The young defender terminates Julie. Julie will play a 1-2 with Carbagnani. Send Carbagnani right down the middle. Carbo will go around Ray Evans to the left wing side. Set it against the glass. The carom comes off to Johnny Beretta. Beretta gets his distribution. Goes forward now into the American zone. Shot outside by Mark Peterson. Blocked by George Espinoza. Rebound to Julie V in the neutral zone. The captain plays it back to Albuquerque. Albuquerque squared on the far board side in the defensive third of the Americans on the far left-hand side of your AM 920 dial to Helmut Dudek. Dudek now for Keith Van Aren. Van Aren forward to Gert Wietrzykowski. Wietzky will go right back to Keithy, and Keithy will play it out with a chip with the feet. He 3-line violates, and it'll be coming back for the Tacoma Stars.
If your business church also loves soccer team,
A 4-0 game here at the Thomas and Mack.
please visit the information.
3:47 to go here in period number 2. The Americans scoring coming from Borja, Fox twice, and George Espinoza. So the youngsters doing a lot of scoring out here. George Espinoza would love to know that I called him a youngster. Free kick taken by Jimmy McAllister now as they go to Peter Rowe, right wing side, deep in the right wing corner in the American zone. Julie V and Bobby Hodzich team up to force him back in the neutral zone. Jimmy McAllister will play it square to Neil Megson. Megson forced up to pass it to McAllister by Julie V, and they reverse it over the far board side. Still in the neutral zone, Tacoma building their attack. Under the tutelage of Freddie Goodwin, one of my favorite people in both the MISL and the NASL. Now deep in the corner, they go to Joe Waters. Waters with the ball, bring it back out, try to send it in, but it's blocked from the point on the right wing side by Helmut Dudek. Ball loose off to Megson. He dumps it right back into the corner, looking for Peter Rowe, and over comes Bobby Hodzich to kick it out of play. The Americans with 2 team fouls here in the period to 5 team fouls for the Tacoma Stars. A good crowd on hand on an early Sunday evening, as all Sunday games here at the Thomas and Mack started at 6 o'clock. But they're a quiet crowd tonight, as you can tell with our effects microphones. Promotional consideration provided Four Seasons Sports. Four Seasons Sports, located at Desert Inn in Sand Hill, is your youth soccer headquarters in Southern Nevada. Four Seasons Sports now guaranteeing the lowest in prices and still the highest in quality. Four Seasons Sports did it for the Americans, and they can do it for you. Here's a ball for Lenarduzzi off the free kick, and Bobby can't control it. Kicks it out of play from the penalty area, and it goes out to the Americans. So the Americans will gain possession on the turnover. 3 minutes to go here in the first half of play. Wietrzykowski, Dudek at the back. Fox and Borja in midfield, and Nicky Klincharski, the forward player, for his second stint on the carpet here at the TNM. Klincharski, wearing the number 12, picks up the ball along the near board side, showing his quickness as he gets the ball away from Jimmy McAllister, who is really marking him. Klincharski spells that K-L-I-N-C-A-R-S-K-I, but the C is like C-H. His first name, Nikitsa. Naturally, there's the nickname Nicky. Keith Van Aren getting a back pass from Gert Wietrzykowski, plays it in the neutral zone where it's won by the Tacoma Stars. Peterson, Lenarduzzi, McAllister, and Sinclair, along with Ralph Black. For the Americans, Chico Borja, Mike Fox, Wietrzykowski, Dudek, and Klincharski. Fox with the ball from Borja now, trying to push it forward to Klincharski, saves it, gets it to Borja. Borja chips, gets Nicky. Klincharski knocks it into the area, tries to run on the loose ball, but it's captured away from him by Jimmy Sinclair, who back passes quickly to Beretta. Beretta option to outlet it to the right wing side to Ray Evans. Ray Evans tackled off the ball by Klincharski. Back to Fox. Fox right down the middle looking for the hat trick. Gives it up to Borja. Borja to Fox and he whips it. Borja set up by Fox for goal number 3, and Foxy in his attempt whiffed the ball and it comes off to Tacoma. 1:40 to go here in the first half of play. Back comes Ralphie Black. Black with the ball over the far board side to Joe Waters. Waters takes the ball against Dudek deep in the corner, sent it in against Keith Van Aaron. Van Aaron unable to handle, but the Americans defense wins it and brings it out of the area. Borja near board side, intercepted by Ray Evans. Then Evans loses the ball right back to Chico. Chico along the boards, double teamed by Mitchell and Evans, tries to go through Sinclair. Sinclair with a sliding tackle wins the ball back for Tacoma. The blue comes back with Ray Evans laying one off for Peter Rowe, who slams it against the boards. The rebound off to Freddie Gaguriev. Gaguriev opens up. Carbagnani around the keeper. Carbagnani center for Borja. Borja misses the shot. Loose ball back to Borja. He gives it up to Carbagnani. Carbagnani slide tackled off the ball by Jimmy Sinclair. Ball loose at the far board side to Helmut Dudek. Americans missing 2 great opportunities here with inside 45 seconds to go in the period. Tacoma comes back. Ray Evans along the far wing. The far board side terminates his dribble into the American zone. 33 seconds to go. Ray Evans chipping down in the corner for Peter Rowe. The rebound eludes Rowe and comes out to the neutral zone where Rowe saves it for McAllister. McAllister tries to shoot outside. Carbagnani blocks. Loose ball to Joe Waters. He saves it for McAllister. He dumps it for Dale Mitchell. Mitchell can't get it. Espinoza wins the ball and clears it off to Freddie Gaguriev. Freddie Gaguriev shot, goal! With 8 seconds showing on the game clock here in the first half, the Americans score their 5th goal. I believe they'll give it to Freddie Gaguriev, and he'll keep a 23-game scoring streak alive. Freddie Gaguriev, right wing side, scores his 22nd goal and keeps a 23-game scoring streak alive. Freddie Gaguriev, the leading scorer for the Americans, and there's the buzzer, ending the first half of play. A look at the Jack in the Box scoreboard. The Las Vegas Americans 5, the Tacoma Stars nada. Americans are getting scoring from all parts of the field. They're getting scoring from midfielders. They're getting a lot of offense lately from the defensive core.
Well, one important thing that Coach Popovich stressed when he came here was that we were going to become a unit. We were going to play 5 guys offensively and 5 guys defensively. We've seen Julie V not score in any games and not be a part of the scoring, but Julie has probably played more defense than he's played all year, and he's contributed a lot to the Americans' complete success right now.
Well, we're underway here in the second half. We're talking to Nicky Megaludis. Nicky, one of the things that stands out in this resurgence of the club as we are underway is the blend of the team, and that's a key ingredient as well, isn't it?
Well, I think that was the major factor. I think that was the one thing that was missing with this club is the ability to bring so many talented and gifted players onto one team and try to get one system going, which was a very difficult task for Alan Mayer. I think it would have been a difficult task for any coach to come in and do that.
I agree with you, Nicky. Thanks for joining us here as we'll pick up the action. Nicky, you get back into things because we need your talents out there as well on that defensive back line.
Thank you, Dick.
Nicky Megaludis visiting with us here at halftime. 5-0 is our score as the Tacoma Stars come back on the attack, attacking the Americans from left to right. Keith Van Aaron now on the far right-hand side of your AM 920 dial. On the left-hand side, Johnny Beretta in goal. The Americans start V, Borja, Carbagnani, Espinoza, and Dudek. It's Dale Mitchell, Ralphie Black, along with Joe Waters, Ray Evans, and Neil Megson as Tacoma brings the ball down. Shoot on Van Aaron, and he collects it at the near post with a little help from George Espinoza. Big Keithy gets a good outlet to Julie V along the near board side. Opens up Borja. Borja shot saved by Beretta, but he doesn't hold on to it. He has to punch it away. The ball is loose. Finally corralled at the back by the Tacoma Stars. Nice visit with Nicky Megaludis. You're listening to Las Vegas Americans action on AM 920 KORK in Las Vegas, Nevada. Speaking of Nicky Megaludis, Andy Papulias is going to be playing in an upcoming U.S. national team game. He's a member of the national team, and Andy will be playing against Switzerland in a national game. One of two, or make that three national team players the Americans have on their roster, and Coach Popovich has elected to send Andy to Alki Panagoulias, the national team coach, for the game in Tampa coming up the 8th of this month, I believe, as the ball is played up and out of play off of defender Bob Lenarduzzi against Yilmaz Orhan. So the Americans are attacking from right to left. We are in the third period. Americans leading 5-0 here in this contest. 12:57 to go in the period. A good crowd on hand, but a quiet crowd. Surprisingly quiet, matter of fact. Now the referee has reversed his decision and given the ball to Tacoma. So Tuksha and Wieczorkowski, Bobby Hodzic along with Yilmaz Orhan and Freddie Gugurev. Gugurev with a goal tonight, keeps his scoring streak alive. He was at 22 games coming in, and now we have a mishandle by Beretta, and the Americans are going to get a free kick. Freddie Gugurev hustling, wants to take it. Orhan with a shot off the free kick. The Americans try to hold it in, but Jimmy Sinclair saves it for Beretta, and he'll outlet it quickly to Jimmy McAllister at the back. Forward comes the Tacoma Stars. Down with McAllister, into the corner to Peter Rowe. Tuksha comes over, screens him off the ball, tries to win it. Rowe turns. Tuksha sends one in at Van Aaron. It's short of the near post. Ball bounced around, banged against the glass on the wall, and comes off to Bobby Hodzic, who back passes it to Keith Van Aaron. Van Aaron with the outlet to Gugurev. Gugurev, far board side now, is fouled on the play by Peter Rowe. Foul number 1 on the Tacoma Stars.
Foul on Tacoma.
Dick Calvert, delighted to be with you this evening on a Sunday night as we bring you Las Vegas Americans action here on KORK. Bring you a bird's eye view. 5 goals in the first 2 periods for the Americans, and they lead it 5-0 here. This is the first of 2 consecutive meetings between these two teams, and of course the first of 4 during the regular season. These are Western Division opponents. Americans with the ball now as Jimmy McAllister intercepts an outlet pass and heads it back to Van Aaron. Van Aaron slings one up, and McAllister once again intercepts it in front of Yilmaz Orhan and knocks it back into the American zone. Wieczorkowski will collect it there and send it back to Van Aaron. Van Aaron collects with the hands, throws it up to Orhan along the near board side. Orhan with the ball now, picked up by Ray Evans. Orhan sends it forward to Freddie Gugurev. He'll try to win the ball and beat to make that Jimmy Sinclair to the ball. Sinclair wins the ball down in his own defensive corner, pulls it out to Ray Evans. Evans with a toe poke forward now to Peter Rowe in the neutral zone along the right wing side. Back comes Rowe, but he's destroyed by Val Tuksha. Bobby Hodzic gets the ball. Off to Tuksha, left wing side. Tuksha in the neutral zone, terminates under the mark of Mark Peterson. Square pass over to Wieczorkowski. Wieczorkowski one touch to Mike Fox, who heads it over the near board. Freddie Gugurev takes the ball there, away from Neil Mason for Mike Fox, who's got 2 goals already tonight. Fox will try to leave it off for Oscar Albuquerque. Albuquerque brings it back in the neutral zone to Tuksha. He opens up Gert Wieczorkowski. Wieczorkowski down into the attack, but the ball is intercepted by Tacoma in front of Mike Fox and back pass by Neil Mason to Johnny Beretta. Beretta's outlet to Ralph Black is won away from him by Gert Wieczorkowski. Ball bouncing free to Albuquerque, who gets the ball to Wieczorkowski. Wieczorkowski to Fox along the near board side. Square pass to the far board side to Nicky Klincharski. Klincharski plays it back to Van Aaron, takes the return pass and goes to Tuksha. Tuksha with some space now, right up the middle, over into the Stars zone. Tuksha right wing side terminates. Dale Mitchell picks him up. Forward he goes to Klincharski on the right wing side. Forward he goes even further in the right wing corner to Fox. He comes around the top, plays a 1-2 with Albuquerque, then knocks ones upstairs. So we have action stopped here at the Thomas & Mack Center on the Eastern Airlines scoreboard. 10:24 to go here in the period. Las Vegas 5, Tacoma nothing.
Still the low price leader in 1985.
Keith Van Aaron throwing big horse collars around the Tacoma Stars at present. 5-0 is our score. Tacoma with the ball as they come forward to their high-scoring Dale Mitchell, a Canadian, but he loses the ball to Fox in the neutral zone. McAllister wins it back. Quickly, he goes down to Jimmy Sinclair. He'll square it over the near board side to Ralph Black. Black picked up by a combination of Fox and Albuquerque. Shot outside, but McAllister's blocked nicely by Mike Fox. He goes to Albuquerque. Albuquerque right back to the open Mike Fox. Fox dribbling free and clear, goes into traffic and plays it over the near board side, make that the far board side to Helmut Dudek. Dudek will dump it in the box looking for Klincharski. The ball's too long. It goes off to Johnny Beretta. Beretta's outlet to Sinclair is played back now to Lenarduzzi. Lenarduzzi will long pass up diagonally through the neutral zone to Dale Mitchell. He'll leave it for Ray Evans. Evans shot against the glass. Rebound comes off short of the attacker, picked up by Helmut Dudek. Attendance tonight here, 4,318. 4,318. Back come the Americans as Chico Borja sends one in at Beretta, and he has to slap it away from the goal mouth into his penalty area. Finally, Tacoma brings it out, but they lose it before they penetrate the American zone. Klincharski with the ball, far board side to Espinoza. Forward to Borja, but the pass too long. Back goes Megson to pick it up in front of Beretta. Megson will bring it out, dump it all the way down where Keith Van Aren collects it. He'll go to Julie V, setting things for you now. It's V and Borja. V with the ball. Borja gives him a nice pass, takes it right back, but the ball is loose and a foul on the play. A 2-minute penalty is called on somebody. A 2-minute penalty on Neil Megson, I think, as he took a swack at Borja when he was on the ground. So Neil Megson will draw the second penalty of the game and the second for the Tacoma Stars. We have action stopped here at the Thomas and Mack Center. We'll be back with the power play of the Las Vegas Americans on the Eastern Airlines scoreboard. It's 5-0. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
2-minute penalty on Tacoma, number 5, Neil Megson. 2 minutes for tripping. Megson, tripping.
Las Vegas in a power play now. They lead it 5-0. They'll use Borja and V, Carbagnani and Dudek, along with Freddie Gaguriev. Keith Van Aren gets things started. They go to Freddie Gaguriev deep in the box. Out comes Beretta to try to block the ball off of Freddie G. And the ball slammed against the wall and caroms out to Julie V on top. He goes right wing side to Carbagnani. Carbagnani using the boards inside, not sending a glancing pass over to the far board side, but banging it against the board to have it come out. The ball is kicked all the way down to Keith Van Aren. He's in trouble now as big Mike Enneking comes down. Van Aren has to go back, and he'll handball outside the area, and he'll get 2 minutes. So Keith Van Aren straying out of his goal area, trying to win a ball off of a single attacker, gets back and has the ball come up on his hands, and the Americans will get a man short, and that's going to draw the ire of head coach Don Popovich. So Keith Van Aren commits a 2-minute penalty by handballing out of the area, and Freddie Gaguriev will go into the box and serve a 2-minute penalty for Las Vegas. So both teams now a man short but equal on the field. For the Americans, who were briefly in the power play, 1:10 remains on the Megson penalty. 2 minutes now go on the boards for Tacoma's. And Tacoma likes this situation because I'm not surprised if they wouldn't pull Beretta right now and attack 5 against 4. They'll get a free kick. Ralph Black will take it, however. Right wing side, jamming in. It comes right across the crease as Van Aren covered up the near post. Dudek and Espinoza, V and Borja. Borja with the ball, far board side. Las Vegas with much more skill as Borja breaks loose down that far board side. Centered in the box for Julie V. Ball is behind V, but he comes over to collect it. V picked up by Black. Dribbles around, brings it on the top of the arc. The Americans now attacking, dump it in for Espinoza, who's overlapped. Beretta's out of his area. Espinoza with the ball, bang the boards looking for Borja. Espinoza still has the ball, but finally Ian Bridge takes him off the ball. Bridge up the far board side, left wing, goes all the way in. Dudek intercepts in front of Dale Mitchell and gets it to Keith Van Aren. Van Aren quickly outlets. A lot of space on the floor right now. Both teams with 4 runners. Minute 16 to go on the Vegas penalty. 24 seconds to go on the Tacoma penalty. Dudek, Espinoza, V and Borja, Ian Bridge, Dale Mitchell, Ralph Black, Ray Evans. There's a ball for Dudek. He'll slam it for V. V will go to Borja. Borja goes right back to V now into the Tacoma zone. V just to the right of Beretta, working at the point, dribbling the ball top of the arc now. Ian Bridge marking him closely. V rolling the ball, now brings it back the other side. Finally, V will lose it, but he has wasted a lot of time as the penalty is over to Tacoma. Tacoma at full strength, they're in a power play. On comes Fox to join Borja up front. The Americans are in a penalty killing unit. Ball sent in, Espinoza kicks it out. The power play for Tacoma, 33% on the year. The penalty killing unit for the Americans, 60% on the year. Now it's Fox and Orhan, Espinoza and Dudek. Peterson with a shot above the glass. They hammer it back in, and Dudek heads it up in the air and out of the area. Comes to Ray Evans, neutral zone. Evans on top. On the left, he's got Black. He goes to Black. Black smashes it into the area, and it's blocked by Espinoza. And there is no time left, and the Americans have killed their penalty as well. A lot of credit to Julie V on that penalty killing. The Americans were not content leading by 5 goals to attack. They waited to get their penalty kill. They also killed the Tacoma penalty as well. Here's Orhan playing the boards for himself. The ball settles down to Fox on the far board side, finally won by Peter Rowe. He smashes it down looking for Dale Mitchell. Out comes Keith Van Aaron, way out of his area again. Same place he got in trouble last time, but this time he clears the ball off. Espinoza will send it down the left wing side for Freddie Gaguriev, and Mark Peterson will kick it out of play. Nike has made a total commitment to soccer in the U.S., so promotional consideration provided Nike. Nike's been sponsoring training fields and seminars from Tampa to Tacoma, now has come out with most advanced state-of-the-art soccer footwear. And the true fact of the matter is some of the best soccer players in the world wear Nike. Nike's the official shoe of the Las Vegas Americans. A 5-0 game here at the Thomas and Mack. Americans have led from the outset as they scored the initial goal at 4:38 of the first period. Chico Borja drawing first blood for the Americans. Attendance tonight, 4,318 on hand here at the Thomas and Mack. Martin Donnelly on now with Val Tuksch at the back. Orhan and Hodzic along with Freddie Gaguriev. That's the attackers for the Americans as Hodzic holds it in the attacking zone. Give it up to Orhan. Orhan plays a 1-2 with Hodzic. Hodzic's back pass is intercepted by Mike Enneking, and he plays it all the way down. Martin Donnelly will chase after it and play it back to Keith Van Aaron. And Aaron will handle as Keithy outlets it far up the right wing side for Freddie Gaguriev. Freddie plays the ball to Hodzic at the red line. He'll pull it back to Val Tuksch on the left wing side. Tuksch forward into the attacking zone now to Orhan. Orhan marked up by Jillian McAllister. Tuksch's back pass to Donnelly almost intercepted, and now McAllister intercepts away from Orhan in the neutral zone, and a foul called on Yilmaz Orhan. That'll be the first foul of the period on the Las Vegas Americans. They have 1, Tacoma has 2. Well, they call that foul on Tacoma, so it's 2 against Tacoma. Las Vegas still does not have a foul. It's hard to read these guys tonight for some reason. There's another foul on Tacoma as McAllister fouled Gaguriev. So 3 on Tacoma, none on Las Vegas. Toros Kabrichin, Bill Shaver, the 2 referees tonight. Gaguriev smashes one against the boards. The rebound comes off to Tuksch, and he plays it upstairs and out of play. So action stopped here at the Thomas and Mack Center. 4:43 to go on the Eastern Airlines scoreboard. 5-0. The Americans have the lead. We'll be right back.
Because you want to know a senior doctor before beginning any exercise program, don't be a weekend athlete. An outfit from Humana Hospital Sunrise. Specialized care and...
A 5-0 game here at the Thomas and Mack Center. The Americans looking for their 6th win in a row. Tacoma attacking as Martin Donnelly plays the ball back on the Tacoma attack after intercepting Keith Van Aaron, and Van Aaron outlets it right down the slot to Hodzic. Hodzic on a run, lay it for Gaguriev. Gaguriev chips the ball upstairs, and I believe it came off a defender, but they'll give it to Beretta, and it'll be a goal kick for the Tacoma Stars. John Beretta on the far left-hand side. Keith Van Aaron so far with a horse collar for the Tacoma Stars on the far right-hand side. Because you ought to know, always begin exercise workouts or your athletic games with a stretching routine. A health tip from Humana Hospital Sunrise. Also, the Americans are proud to announce that Humana Care Plus health insurance provides American team members, front office staff, and their families with their health insurance coverage. That's Humana Care Plus, the official health insurance company of the Americans. Evans now at the back, along with Neil Megson. Ralph Black and Joe Waters are the midfield players, and forward is Dale Mitchell. Mitchell run off the ball as he comes into the American zone by George Espinoza. To Freddie Gaguriev, who opens up Michael Fox down the right wing corner. Fox going against Ralph Black, terminates and brings it back out. Lay it off for Espinoza, bangs the glass right above the crossbar of Johnny Beretta's goal, and the rebound comes all the way back to the Americans' red line where Albuquerque settles it down. Goes in the neutral zone to Fox. Fox plays it to Tuksch in the neutral zone. Tuksch goes right wing side. Gigurev with the ball, picked up by Megson. Gigurev pulls it back to Espinoza. The Americans looking for floor shape now, looking for some space. Espinoza will dump it for Freddie Gigurev. Freddie has worked his way around the left wing side. Carbagnani comes on, and Albuquerque's got the ball from Freddie Gigurev. On the left wing side, here's a trip. Joe Waters tripping up Val Tuccia from behind, trying to win the ball as Tuccia got the pass. And foul number 4 is called on the Tacoma Stars. A 5-0 game here. Las Vegas will go out on the road Tuesday, playing Wednesday night in Tacoma. Here's Gigurev with a chance in the box, and the ball is kicked away from him by Neil Megson. Bounding down to Val Tuccia. Tuccia shielding off Joe Waters. Tuccia with the ball in his defensive third now is fouled by Joe Waters. Foul number 5 on Tacoma. Tacoma looks very, very, very disorganized and tired. They might have spent too many hours in the casino. They have been here with a group of boosters since Saturday night. They arrived Saturday evening, and the Americans play it down after the free kick. Neil Megson intercepts. Megson up the near board side, dumped by Albuquerque. Good tackle by Albuquerque. Albuquerque working for the ball. Over comes Waters to win it away as the two double team Albuquerque. They get it to Evans. Evans plays it over outside, and the shot is taken by Ralphie Black as Black and Waters played a 1-2, and the rebound comes off to the Americans. Now a loose ball for Dale Mitchell. Out comes Keith Van Aaron in the area. Another whistle blows, and a foul is called on Dale Mitchell, and that'll be number 5. Now Neil Megson, that'll be number 6 actually. So Neil Megson really gave Toros Gerbrichian, the guy that called the foul, a tongue lashing. So foul number 6 here in the period will give Tacoma another man down situation. They'll pull a guy out and put him in the sin bin for a deuce. It'll be Dale Mitchell going in. 6 fouls in a period on Freddie Goodwin's side. Freddie Goodwin assisted by his assistant coach. And for some reason, Bobby's last name eludes me, and I've known him for a long time, trying to think of the assistant coach's name. But I'll think of it before long. The Americans now in a power play. Borja and V. They lead it 5-0. They'll start it from the back on the far right. Bring it down in the attack now at the red line. Borja out on top. Borja to V. V inside for Gigurev. Gigurev just flipped one at Beretta, who punches it away with the left hand, and it comes out to the right wing side, attacking for the Americans. Lenarduzzi, along with Enneking, Sinclair, and Ian Bridge are the penalty killing unit for Tacoma. Tony Carbagnani on. Keith Van Aaron once again way out now. Bridgel going to hammer one. Here's a loose ball for a short-handed Tacoma as Keith Van Aaron is way out of the area. Back comes Borja with a loose ball. Borja out on top. Leave it for Julie V. Julie V pokes it for Dudek. Dudek goes right back out on top. Carbagnani settles it down for Borja. The ball's knocked around and kicked out by Bob Lenarduzzi. Boy, Keith Van Aaron's really been roaming around there tonight. Van Aaron has really been going out of his goal. We got a minute 48 seconds to go in the period. The Americans are still in a power play. A minute 12 to go on the penalty, bench penalty that Dale Mitchell is serving for Tacoma. Couple of changes now for Tacoma. Lenarduzzi and Enneking, they stay on. No, they don't have any changes. They went off and they came right back on again. So Enneking and Lenarduzzi, Ian Bridge and Jim Sinclair. Free kick taken. Carbagnani swipes at it. It's way wide to the right post. Ball loose as the Americans win it off of Enneking. Julie V's the trigger man along with Borja. On the right, Carbagnani. V bangs it in, and there it is, a head ball for Freddie Gigurev. He heads it toward the goal, and Ian Bridge heads it up and over. A great play by Ian Bridge in front of John Beretta, and Beretta is down, and we're going to have time called by the officials for the trainer at Tacoma. We're going to use this timeout. Look at the Eastern Airlines scoreboard. There's a minute 33 to go in the third period. 5-0 is our score. We'll be right back.
Every fan in attendance will receive a free Painter's hat, compliments of your neighborhood Lucky Food Center. Remember, that's this Friday night, February 8th. Las Vegas Americans face the New York Cosmos. Game tickets are available at all Ticketmaster locations and at the Thomas & Mack box office.
underway here. The Americans are in the power play, working Freddie Gaguriev and Julie V. V to Carbagnani, right wing side, into the box for Freddie Gaguriev, and it comes out the left wing side. Chico Borja run off the ball by Mike Inneking, and the ball is played all the way back to Keith Van Aren. Keithy reverses it over to Tony Carbagnani, and now we have a player down, and I believe it's Chico Borja down along the near board side. Chico got tackled off the ball, and he looks like he's in some kind of pain. Looks like it might be around his rib area as Tommy Coker comes out to check him. Right above the rib, right near the kind of the pec muscle, the chest muscle, if you will. So Chico Borja is down. We've got 59 seconds to go here in the third period, and right like that, we have both trainers coming out to assist players. Tommy Coker out now with Borja. 23 seconds remain on the power play for the Americans. The Americans leading Tacoma 5-0. No scoring here in the third period. Chico might have had the wind knocked out of him. A little secret on Chico, he plays so intensely. He gets knocked around pretty good. Chico is constantly going after the ball. He's a very, what we call, hard player. Chico will try to win anything, and with that, of course, comes a lot of bumps and bruises. And Chico's had his share this year, but my goodness, has he been absolutely brilliant lately. Chico's up, he's okay. Just a couple of seconds to go here in the period. We're going to have a drop ball. The Americans still have 23 seconds to go in the power play as Espinoza, Dudek are on at the back. Borja will be replaced now. Carbagnani and V along with Freddie Gaguriev. Inneking and Ian Bridge, Ralph Black and Jim Sinclair. Drop ball won momentarily by Inneking, but the Americans tackle him off the ball and come forward. Now Dudek left wing side. The boomer comes down, sends one in at Beretta, and Beretta unable to hold that one, but it comes out the other side, and Carbagnani settles it down. Doesn't get it to V, and V will have to come all the way back to capture it in his own defensive third. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Mitchell getting ready to come out as the Americans have the ball, and that's what they want. You don't want to let that guy come out. Here's Carbagnani with a drive from way outside, just short of the red line, and it's blocked by Ian Bridge and out of play. Dale Mitchell hasn't been shut out on the road since January 27th, 1984. That was last year, yeah, early in the season when he was injured, and he has a 20-game streak on tack right now as far as scoring on the road. Dale Mitchell, the fourth leading scorer in the MISL. Right now, Keith Van Aren has he and his entire mates blanked for this game. The Americans are going to get a corner kick as Julie V will trigger it from the right wing side. Both teams now at full strength. Penalty is up. There's a goal, Bobby Hodgich. The Americans on a set piece from the corner with 30 seconds to go in the period find Bobby Hodgich. Julie V making a letter-perfect pass for Bobby Hodgich to put the right foot on it for the first time and scores his 7th goal of the year. Ishmet, Bobby Hodgich, his 7th of the year from Julie V, and for Julie, his 2nd assist of the game, his 8th of the year, recorded at 14:31. The Americans 6-0. Back to action here as Ralph Black comes back down, takes a shot on Keith Van Aren. Van Aren quickly with the outlet to Julie V. V with a glancing ball against the boards, and it's back passed by Ray Evans. The outlet is given to Beretta. Beretta slings it up the near board side. Gets it to Joe Waters along the right wing. Waters terminates his dribble in the neutral zone. Tacoma has the ball now as they come back. Dump it to Mitchell at the buzzer. So a look at the Eastern Airlines scoreboard. Las Vegas 6, Tacoma nothing. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for the Nike Shot on Goal contest. 5 lucky fans have been selected to shoot on goal from midfield. Now, if he or she is successful, they will win 2 tickets to the Americans' next home game against the New York Cosmos on Friday, February 8th at 7:35 right here in the Tacoma Center. Each contestant selected will receive a Nike t-shirt, compliments of Nike. And our first contestant, Chad Koch. Chad's 9 years old. Second score, Raymond is 11 years old.
Well, joining us up here in the booth, the entire UNLV soccer team. Robbie Tabor, Jeff Barovich, the Tabor brother, the Ryerson brothers, they're all here. Stealing my Coke. They just got through playing a game against Sabanik, isn't it? Yugoslavian touring team. And they had a good game out there in 32-degree weather in the Peter Johan Memorial Field yesterday. So UNLV soccer team under Barry Bardo still at it, even in the off-season. Nice game, and I understand that they played very well. I think that the reports were you guys did well, considering your off-season. Nice job. They're all out here watching the Las Vegas Americans. Our score here at the Thomas and Mack Center, after 3 periods of play, Las Vegas 6, Tacoma nothing. A game that has seen the Americans score in all 3 periods, scoring 2 goals in the first period, 3 goals in the second period, and then getting a goal just with seconds left, actually 29 seconds left in the third period, when Bobby Hodzic scored his 7th of the year from Julie V on a corner kick. Nice set piece sent in by Julie V, and Bobby Hodzic one-timed it. So we're about ready to start the final 15 minutes here. Americans up by 6 large. 4,318 fans on hand here tonight. This is the first time this year that the Americans have shut out an opponent through the first half of the game and then through 3 periods. On a Sunday night, the Las Vegas Americans applaud the 4,300 in attendance. So we've got 15 minutes to go here in this game. These 2 teams will meet again on Wednesday night. Up in Tacoma, however, it's a different story up there. A little different when you're on the road. Right now, it's been all Las Vegas. Both teams have reversed themselves. Beretta's on the far right-hand side. Van Aaron with a shutout going for him is on the far left of your AM 920 dial. The Americans, when they lead going into the 4th period, are 9-1 on the year. So here at home, they are 5-1 on the road, 4-0, a 9-1 record when they lead going into the 4th period. We're underway as the Americans bring it right down on the attack. Mike Fox with 2 goals brings it to Orhan, right wing side. Bang it inside, looking for Gugurev, and Gugurev over the top of the ball. It comes out to the left wing side where Fox holds it in for the Americans. Give it to Orhan. Orhan square it at the top of the red line to Val Tuksha. Play it inside now, top of the arc to Fox. Out on the right wing side to Orhan. Orhan picked up by Ray Evans. Yilmaz working to Fox. Fox tackled off the ball, and it goes off to Dale Mitchell. Ball loose. Orhan intercepts, and then we get a whistle on the play and a handball infraction called in the neutral zone against Dale Mitchell. So foul number 1 on the Tacoma Stars here in the period. The Americans have the ball. Las Vegas Americans proud to announce the establishment of the 7-Up Young Americans Club. You join the club, get free tickets to Americans games, special soccer clinics, and you can get that wherever 7-Up is sold. Get your applications now. It's a good thing to belong to. Americans back on the attack. Freddie Gugurev using the boards, looking for someone in the box, and the ball comes out to Ralph Black. He'll play it long down the right wing side for Dale Mitchell. Mitchell runs past the ball. Espinoza pulls it out. Back comes Espinoza right down the middle. Behind him comes Nicky Mangione. I think that's Mangione. Somebody. Paul McGuire on now. Not Mangione, but Paul McGuire on for Freddie Goodwin's side. Americans hold the ball in. We get a dangerous play called on McGuire. So McGuire and Gugurev go for a 50-50 ball. McGuire commits the foul. Foul number 2 in the period. Freddie Gugurev will take the free kick for the Americans. Bill Shaver spots it. They lay it for Espinoza. Shot inside, blocked by Evans. Back out to Espinoza one more time, and it's blocked in there by Ralphie Black. Ball one more time for Espinoza, and it's saved by Beretta. Oh, 3 times Espinoza, and comes up with no cigar. They lay it out quickly to the right wing side, reverse it to Black, and back comes the blue-clad Tacoma Stars on top of the box for Roy Wergely. Wergely tries to jam it in. It's blocked by Carbagnani, cleared off by Espinoza. Wergely and McGuire now, the extra players coming on. McGuire sets up Sinclair, and his left-footed drive is way wide. Then McAllister sends one in, and Keith Van Aaron collects along the glass. Van Aaron with the outlet to Freddie Gugurev. Freddie in his defensive third pulls it up the near board side to Tuksha. Tuksha's dumped by McGuire. And foul number 3 on Tacoma. Promotional consideration of Four Seasons Sports. Four Seasons Sports at Desert Inn and Sand Hill, your youth soccer headquarters in Southern Nevada. Four Seasons Sports, now guaranteeing the lowest in prices, the highest in quality. They did it for the Americans, and they can do it for you. Four Seasons Sports. The Americans back home here at the Thomas and Mack Friday night. painter's cap night. Everyone in attendance gets a painter's cap. Yilmaz Orhan now with a drive, trying to go up the right wing side, left wing side, and he's fouled by McAllister. The Americans on the attack. Here's Tuksha with a blast, saved by Beretta and back passed by Jimmy Sinclair. Outletted to Peter Rowe in the neutral zone. Rowe run off the ball momentarily by Carbagnani. They hold it in. McGuire comes off. On comes Lenarduzzi. McAllister with the ball. Over to Lenarduzzi, right wing side. Klincharski, Orhan. Wietrzykowski, Carbagnani, Tuksha. McAllister with the ball. For Roy Wegerle. Wegerle now terminates his dribble left wing side. Carbagnani marking him. Working the ball. The South African trying to square it out to Jimmy McAllister. McAllister has the ball stolen from him by Yilmaz Orhan, and then McAllister impedes the progress of Orhan, and that's foul number 5 on the Tacoma Stars. The Tacoma Stars have already had one 6-foul penalty called on them for too many fouls in a period. That happening in the third period. No goals were scored on that, however, as the Americans also lost a man because of a handball infraction. Right now, Tacoma's in jeopardy with 12:07 to go here in the period. This is the final period as Tuksha gets a ball from Klincharski, keeps it alive in the neutral zone, passes to Carbagnani, stolen by Lenarduzzi. Here comes Wegerle with a shot. Van Aaron scrambles around to punch it away, and it's cleared off by Gert Wietrzykowski. Ball loose to Tacoma, however, as they hold it in the American zone. Now a steal by Klincharski, a breakaway by the Klink. Here comes Klincharski, shot, and Beretta slide tackles it off of him. A kick save by Beretta on a breakaway by Klincharski. Back comes Tacoma now. They play a 1-2 with Peter Rowe. Gert Wietrzykowski healing the ball out of trouble. Bicycle kick by Peter Rowe as he tries the impossible dream, and he kicks it up and over. So we have action stopped here at the Thomas & Mack Center in the fourth period. A look at the Jack-in-the-Box scoreboard. The Americans lead it 6-0. We'll be right back. Las Vegas with the ball as action picks up here, a 6-0 game. Heath Van Aaron now 11 minutes away from throwing the league's 25th shutout in its history against an opponent. There's been 4 shutouts this year, 24 in all in the 6.5-year history. Espinoza, V, Hodzic, along with Albuquerque and Dudek. Paul McGuire, Ray Evans, Neil Megson, Ralph Black, and Dale Mitchell as Evans frees up Ralphie Black. Black now with the right foot will send one in, and it's blocked and kicked out by Helmut Dudek, but kept in the attack by Neil Megson. Megson will dump it down the left wing side for Dale Evans. Make that Dale Mitchell, and Mitchell will send it in. Dale Evans, where'd I come up with that? Dale Evans, she rode a horse with Roy Rogers, didn't she? Roy Rogers' horse was named Trigger. What was Dale Evans' horse's name? Little trivia. Back comes Tacoma as Helmut Dudek, again, playing excellent, clears the ball out into the neutral zone to Tacoma. Megson with the ball. Dudek grabs it again in the area, plays it back to Keith Van Aaron, and Keithy will handle. Long outlet for V. V will save it, but he doesn't save it to a teammate. He'll get it to Paul Rowe. Rowe now with a shot wide of the far post as Van Aaron playing the angles perfectly tonight. Ball loose for the Americans, trying to dig it out of their defensive third. Gugurev has come on now. Borja's okay, he's back on for another shift. So it's Borja and Fox. Fox has got 2 goals in this game. Borja has a goal to keep his streak alive. Gugurev with a goal to keep his streak alive. So both of the streaking scores for the Americans are alive. Borja's got the ball as Espinoza wins it for the Americans. Borja in the neutral zone, now into the star zone. Over in the corner, left wing side for Dudek. Dudek runs on the ball one time, hammers it upstairs. He's tripped up by Paul Rowe. So it'll go out for a goal kick for John Beretta. Beretta has been injured. He comes into this game with a 4-5 record and a 4.3 goal against average. And he's been tattooed by the Americans here tonight. 6-0. We have 9:14 to go in this, the 4th and final period of this contest. Remember to be listening to our broadcast on Wednesday night when we come live on AM 920 KORK from the Tacoma Dome, a beautiful facility in the northwest area, Tacoma, Washington. Americans now drop back, get ball side, get behind the ball, goal side as the ball is loose. Val Tuksha doing a good job of getting that free ball away from Paul Rowe and get it back to his keeper. Outlet from Keith Van Aren now up the left wing side to Chico Borja, who squares it for Freddie Gaguriev, and Freddie one-times it, and it goes all the way up into the luxury boxes. I want to remind you that the Americans then will return home on Friday the 8th of February when they play the world-famous Cosmos. It'll be Lucky Food Store Painter's Cap Night. Lucky Food Stores will provide everyone in attendance a painter's cap featuring both the Lucky Food Store and Americans logo. These are neat little caps, I'll tell you. You want to be here. So get your tickets now at the Thomas & Mack box office or at all Ticketmaster locations, or you can call 368-4625 and ask for one of the sales people, and they can set up groups for you or anything you want to do. Here's a shot outside now by Paul McGuire as the Tacoma Stars come back on the attack. Ball goes off a defense of the Americans, however, before it crosses over the end line and up and over the glass. It'll be a right wing corner kick for Ralph Black as he leads the blue-clad Tacoma Stars. A Freddie Goodwin into the attack. He has yet to pull his keeper, and he does that so often. Here's Black now with a corner kick to McAllister, blocked by Gaguriev. Way outside, rebound shot sent in from Jimmy Sinclair, and it goes to Ralph Black on the far right wing side. Back to Sinclair in the neutral zone. He goes right back to Ralph Black, who is marked up by Martin Donnelly. He uses the boards to come out to Val Tuksha, who will intercept in front of Keith Van Aren. To Carbagnani, back over on the far board side into the neutral zone to Martin Donnelly. His pass is intercepted by Wegerle. Wegerle with the ball. Now Freddie Gaguriev intercepts. Now Freddie Gaguriev and Borja break away. They feed Borja. Borja's shot, kick saved away by the goalkeeper. Borja knocked down by Roy Wegerle, and Borja for the second time tonight is flat on his back. And that's foul number 6. The Americans once again will go into a power play. So the Americans will get a power play with 7:47 to go here, leading at 6-0. 6th foul rule embarked on the Tacoma Stars. So Tacoma for the second time find themselves a man short because of the 6th foul rule. That's when you accumulate 6 common fouls in a period. Penalties do not count against 6 common fouls. Las Vegas will take the free kick now, equal distance to the top of the box and the red line, far board side. Dudek marked up close by Enneking, plays it to Julie V. Dudek and V. Carbagnani, Borja, and Gaguriev. Defending Lenarduzzi, Enneking, Ralph Black, and Jim Sinclair. Dudek now saving one outside for Borja. Borja for V. V crosses inside. Dudek with the ball. He hammers it upstairs, and it'll go out to the Tacoma Stars for a goal kick. If the Americans hold the Stars to 1 or 0 goals, it will be a franchise record. Also, Van Aren's never had a shutout. He scored 2 goals in the MISL, and Keithy has been in the league for the entire 7 years. There has been, as I told you, 24 previous shutouts in the MISL. There has been 4 shutouts this year. The latest shutout was Victor Noguera of Chicago shutting out Kansas City 3-0. Long ball played out of the goal, all the way down to Mike Enneking, who heads it toward the Las Vegas goal. Keith Van Aren collects. Van Aren comes back to Borja. Borja sends it across the box, but it's intercepted by Ralph Black. Black continues his run up the left wing side, but goalkeeper Beretta decides to play it straight out, and the Tacoma Stars build it with 4 men from the back. Now they break Enneking away. He's picked up by Dudek. Carbagnani falls on one, but unable to get the ball as Lenarduzzi whacks it toward Keith Van Aren's goal, and it's wide of the left-hand post. Back comes Carbagnani. Borja. They send one in, collected by the keeper. A minute to go on the penalty. 6:45 to go on the game clock. Lenarduzzi with the ball for Tacoma now. They're a man down. Vichikowski, Dudek, Carbagnani, Gaguriev. Enneking loses the ball. The Americans have it. Vichikowski now at the back. He sends Dudek to the left. V's on top. Vichikowski will accompany him. On the right, Carbagnani in the box, Gaguriev. Out on top, Enneking and Black. Inside, Lenarduzzi and Sinclair. Dudek on the left side. Out in front to Vichikowski. Vichikowski setting up V. V's got some space. He's closed down. There's a shot by Carbagnani. and a rebound shot by Freddie Gagarev inside the box as he tried to sidewheel it, laying down on his back, and he kicks it upstairs once again. Ian Bridge will replace Bobby Lenarduzzi for Tacoma, and Beretta will get the goal kick. 21 seconds to go on the penalty. Ray Evans will also come on. As we told you, a group of about 146 fans here from Tacoma. Because you ought to know, always begin an exercise workout or your athletic games with a stretching routine, and that's a health tip from Humana Hospital Sunrise. Also, we want to remind you to join the Eastern Airlines First Goal Contest. That happens here when you come to the Thomas and Mack Center. All you have to do is sign up at our promotional tables. Applications are available. You can win valuable prizes courtesy of Eastern Airlines. Eastern Airlines, they earn their wings every day. The Americans now, a man up, are finding themselves defending down on the far left-hand side as Tacoma is attacking with a man short. Now they break open. The Americans will break open with V right down the middle. Forward to Gagarev. Gagarev controls the ball, sends it in for V. V dummies and goes over the top, but Carbagnani had made his run all the way into the box from the right wing side. Back comes Dale Mitchell, both teams at full strength. Ray Evans with the ball, try to send it in. Evans is dumped on the play. He goes down in a heap holding his knee. Vichurkowski called for the first foul on Las Vegas. Evans is down. We have time stopped here. 5:30 to go in the fourth period. A look at the Jack-in-the-Box scoreboard. Heath Van Aaron and the Las Vegas Americans have the Tacoma Stars shut out. Americans lead it 6-0, and we'll be right back. Explain to him about you and him talking and having some extra PSAs and stuff for the postgame show. Back here at the Thomas and Mack Center, I hate to see this because the guy that's down is a very, very dear friend of mine. Ray Evans is down on his back, and they're looking at his knee. And Ray Evans, the captain of this team, and now they're calling a couple of guys over. They need to come over. Ray Evans has got his leg up on the trainers. Now Tommy Coker is coming out, and I think they're asking for a stretcher. Ray Evans is being lifted off the field, and God, you hate to see that. He's being carried off by the trainer of Tacoma and also the trainer of Las Vegas. Bruce Snell is the trainer at Tacoma, and he is being assisted by Tommy Coker, and they're carrying Ray Evans right off, and they'll take him down the tunnel. Gosh, you hate to see that. I just hope it's not a broken leg. Jerry Gray of Chicago, the #1 assist leader in the MISL and the third leading scorer, just had his leg broken in a game against St. Louis the other night. Jerry's just a great guy, and Ray Evans has been a mate of mine since way back in 1977 when he's with the St. Louis Stars in the NASL. Matter of fact, I was going to have dinner with him as the Americans. Now the free kick is taken by Tacoma. The Americans fall back to defend as we're underway. Neil Megson with the ball. Val Tuchel going to intercept, and he's got Klincharski forward. Here's Klincharski with a pass from Tuchel. Klincharski on to Beretta. Klincharski right wing side will pull it back for Orhan. As he penetrated the box, didn't have a shot, pulled it back. Nice bit of work by Klincharski and a great pass from Tuchel to open up Klincharski. Klink with the ball, picked up by Megson. Klincharski's got some skill, I can tell you that. He's very, very quick, but he has never played indoor soccer before. He's learned it just like Bobby Hodzic. Now Val Tuchel double clutching in front of Paul McGuire. Give it up to Julie V. V will try to pull the ball for Klincharski. Klincharski will try to square it for Tuchel. Tuchel's got the ball for V. Ball loose. Here comes Espinoza. Drive from outside, blocked by Neil Megson upstairs. Once again, the Americans had a chance, and they were doing such a great job of passing, being very unselfish, but no one was finishing. They've had about 3 opportunities like that tonight where they had opportunities to score a goal and looked like no one wanted to shoot. They all wanted to make that last pass or the assist. So Julie V gets a corner kick. The captain family in attendance. If you saw that great article today by Joe Cross in the Review-Journal regarding Julie V and his family, quite a story. Julie V at age 15, defected, hungry, on a tour with their national youth team. Now an American citizen. There's Orhan inside the box looking for V. Jula Vishniev, his real name, and he changed the whole thing to Julie V. And now a full-blown naturalized citizen. Back comes Jimmy Sinclair inside. Nice save, one-handed by Keith Van Aren and kicked out by Klincharski. Out quickly to Freddie Gaguriev, who tries to find Orhan. The ball is loose in the Tacoma third. Sinclair will head it back to Beretta. During that time when Ray Evans was being hauled off, and we'll try to get a report on Ray Evans, Jimmy McCusick was telling me that the goalkeeper, Beretta, was singing Ghostbusters along with the crowd here at the Thomas and Mack. He was leading the crowd in a song as the Ghostbusters song was being played. Tacoma has the ball. We have only 3:52 to go here. And this is the fourth period. The Americans are commanding 6-0 lead. Crowd kind of passé right now. It's a matter to see if the Americans can hold this shutout. Tacoma with the ball. Paul Rowe working around, sent it in. Keith Van Aren can't play the carom, and now he gets the ball as it's back passed by Martin Donnelly. Quickly, Van Aren outlets at the bow. Tuksha with the ball off to Albuquerque. They've already announced the stars of the game, but we'll hold it and wait and give it to you. I think it's a good selection. Freddie Gaguriev intercepting, loose ball for Bobby Hodzic, but he loses it to Bobby Lenarduzzi. He'll dump it for Dale Mitchell. Mitchell will try to send it in, but it's intercepted by Val Tuksha. Tuksha has played just an absolutely brilliant game. Tacoma commits their 7th foul as Tuksha is dumped. Free kick taken by the Americans. Their defensive third, and forward they come as Bobby Hodzic whiffs at a ball and loses it to Tacoma. McGuire and Bridge, Rowe, Sinclair, and Mitchell. Mitchell's in the box in front of Keith Van Aren. They play it over the right wing side to big Ian Bridge. The big Canadian will slam it inside. Keith Van Aren will block it. It'll come up in the air and cleared off. There's another shot taken to Van Aren. He makes the save, clears it off to Hodzic once again. Hodzic tries to dig it out of the area. He does, but he centers that out in front. Shot taken, and Van Aren saves. So Keith Van Aren knocking down and diving at everything out there. I think Keithy smells it. I think Keithy can smell that he's got a chance with 2 minutes, 30 seconds to go to shut out a ball club. And like I say, it doesn't happen very often. A shutout in the indoor soccer is really a feat. Back comes Tacoma. Ian Bridge now opens up left wing side. Dudek comes over to mark in. They send it in. The ball comes right across the penalty box area and comes out the right wing side. Ralph Black takes it up there, pulls it back in the neutral zone to Megson. Megson sends it back in, and Donnelly intercepts in the box. The Americans' defense in mass has been brilliant tonight. No question about it. Van Aren's shutting him out, but he's got a lot of help from Donnelly and Dudek, Vichurkowski and Tuksha, Espinoza and company. Outlet pass from Van Aren now stolen by Black. Black gets around, but Fox comes back from behind and tackles the ball off. Now they open up Borja as Keith Van Aren. Great outlet pass to Borja down the right wing side. Borja's picked up by McAllister, so he'll bring it back to Gaguriev. Freddie will turn it over to Dudek, and Dudek will rope one at Beretta, and Beretta had to just get down in self-defense. Espinoza gets the ball as it's played all the way back in the Americans' third. He plays it back to Keith Van Aren. To Fox. Fox to Espinoza. Espinoza opens up Dudek once again. Dudek squared out on top to Borja. Borja into Freddie Gaguriev's goal. Lucky number 7, Freddie Gaguriev. His second of the game. His 24th goal of the year. And Chico Borja with a great pass. Borja with the assist, and for Borja on the year, he's just as consistent as can be. That is his 21st assist. He scored his 50th goal of the game tonight. Gaguriev's 23rd, Borja's 21st assist, goal number 7, coming with just 1 minute, 16 seconds to go here in the fourth period. Back comes Tacoma, looking to break the shutout drought, and they shoot it wide of the left-hand post. As Roy Wegerle took the shot, Tacoma holds it in, however. Lenarduzzi with the ball. He'll send it at Van Aren, and Van Aren will make the save. Van Aren another outlet, and an excellent outlet to Borja. Borja at Beretta, and Beretta down to save it in the area. He gets up from the box. He has a nice outlet to Paul Rowe. Rowe's picked up by Val Tuksha along the far board side. Play it back to Megson. Megson intercepted by Fox. Fox goes up that left wing side to Borja. Borja in front of Megson, controlling along the far board side. Square it over on the near board side to Espinoza. Espinoza down the right wing side. Espinoza comes inside. Espinoza against Beretta, and he jams it. Now Beretta comes out. Fox has got the ball, turns it loose. Beretta using the board for Gigurev. Gigurev misses wide of the right post. Wegerle gets the rebound. He's picked up by Fox. Double teamed by Gigurev, and finally Tacoma gets it back to Beretta with just 13 seconds to go. Now, can Keith Van Aren shut out Tacoma? McAllister and the fans are cutting it down now. They're counting it down. Borja cleans it off in front of Keith Van Aren, and there it is. Keith Van Aren has shut out Tacoma. The Americans win 7-0. How about it? A final look at the Jack in the Box scoreboard. The Las Vegas Americans shut out Tacoma. They win their 6th of the year. The first shutout for Keith Van Aren in his 7-year career in the MISL. The final score, Las Vegas 7, Tacoma nothing. Stay with us now. We will go down on the floor for our post-game show.